to play against. They're electric and they do give you that real edge.
You know, if it's a 3 o'clock kick-off, the supporters are in the stadium at 12 o'clock.
For us to be at Bramall Lane, 30-odd thousand, every seat full, singing the Greasy Chick Butty song as the game kicks off.
Jagielka! That is a stunner! A thunderbolt from the captain! First ever Premiership goal! It's Sheffield United's living legend! It just had to be him! Oh my word! Precise and to the point! European football is really honing into view now. It's raised the roof of Bramall Lane! What a big win this is going to be for Sheffield United. Tonight is the night back into the big time.
Sheffield United back in the Premier League.
We've been really looking forward to this, coming back here. Pre-season was a bit stop-start, people are coming back at different intervals, different times. So this week's the first time we're all together. We know this facility well. I mean, you know, we came here last year and we loved it, and we've all been looking forward to coming back, and that's the players and the staff. So yeah, it's good to be here, definitely.
Right, let's get ready. This morning then, boys, you warm up, a little bit on the balls, and we're going to split you into the teams for tomorrow, okay? While one's doing a five-a-side, other one's with me doing just a little bit of us in possession, then we'll change, then we come together for a little bit of out-possession work, all right? Just our shape. Then that's it, that's the morning, okay? All yours, mate. Where are you, Tom?
Let's go, boys.
Any successful team, whether that's a sports team, business, anyone who's successful, you've got to be invested in each other. And we have to lead that and deliver that message all the time.
So I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4. Not you. 5. Probably up all 6, just to stand for me as bodies. Okay. It's in the passing.
Trips like this and times like this can help build that. Because when people talk about teams and teamwork, they'll generally only speak about the players, you know. But there's a team that drives the team, and we focus heavily on that as well.
Macca, you, Jack, and Dukey drive the 5-0s then. Because I'll need the staff for the. I'm just going to have them stood still.
Yeah, no, listen, if you need any more, I'm on it.
No.
Take Jack if you need, I'll have Dukey, or take Dukey if you want him to do.
No, I'll just take these boys.
He knows the game, he's intellectual. He finished, you know, I think early 30s through injury. But nobody sees that side of it. They see now Paul like a manager of Barnes or Leeds or Hibs, and obviously at Sheffield United now. But the work that he put into it, and he's very studious about the game, very intellectual about the game.
Right. If he's 5 yards higher and he gets under any sort of pressure and he needs to go long, he'll turn their back 4 or back 5. Does that make sense to you?
He sees the game really well. I think tactically, in game, I think he's outstanding. He's the best I've seen at that in terms of stuff going on the pitch and an adjustment with a formation.
There you go.
And he's very quick to see it and act. He's a real aggressive, winning mentality. I think we've got that with the players as well.
There's 5! Will's gone! Good decision, Marshy!
He's been unbelievable, you know. I think not just the manager but the staff that he's brought in as well, you know, they've been incredible. They've improved a lot of players, but when they're bringing players in, they're very particular in terms of the characters and the mentalities that the players have to come in and to be able to fit into the dressing room.
Yeah, Wes can go, miss the front 3 out, miss the midfield 3 out, and we've got 5v4 with the wing backs. And you've got every option if you're that 5 yards higher to go in behind. Does that make sense to you?
They make it a fun environment for us to come in every day. You know, you get up and you want to come into football. My motivation levels have never been higher.
What a day for Sheffield United. for a return to the Premier League some 12 years after their last relegation from the top flight.
You know, there was some amazing times that season we'll never forget, you know, with Chris Wilder and the staff that we had there.
Stevens, Robinson, Sheffield United back in it.
Over Egan, and it's put in by Moussa.
Will this be a second? Yes, it will! Statement! The fantastic flick! It's John Lundstrom, and it is brilliantly worked.
The Blades are going to finish their campaign as a top half side.
The boys, you know, that were part of that team is something that will live with us forever.
We're bringing you the news from the English top flight that it has been suspended.
It's all due to the coronavirus.
The first year when we were in the Premier League, it felt like when we were at home, a lot of the times we'd result before teams had come to the place.
Robinson trying to improvise, McBurney! 3-3!
I think that's one of the main differences in the COVID season that we struggled with. A lot of teams thrived with the no pressure of no fans. I think we struggled not getting that extra 5% from our fans.
Still the danger's not clear for Sheffield United. Adams! Oh, that is superb! Well, Chris Wilder definitely needs a win.
It has been a week of change, and for Sheffield United, life after Chris Wilder begins at the King Power Stadium against Leicester City.
We gave Paul the caretaker management position in the Premier League.
But for those Sheffield United players, there is that sense of inevitability, and they know that as they take the field here at Molineux tonight, this may well be the night that their fate becomes assured. Willian Jose, 1-0 the Wolves. Sheffield United hearts broken, because that could well be the goal that sends them down to the Championship. Sheffield United are relegated.
It probably typifies our season, if I'm honest, the way that game's gone there.
Obviously, we unfortunately didn't stay in the league. It was a really difficult task for him to actually even contemplate trying to do that at the time. We brought Slavisa in. We thought he was the right person with his pedigree and his history of getting promoted out of the Championship, but it just didn't seem to fit.
That's another tester. He's in there and it's tapped home. Callum Robinson joins the party. West Bromwich Albion have 4.
During that whole time, we'd always stayed in regular communication with Paul when he was still at the club, obviously, because we knew he had a long-term future here and we knew what he could bring. So when we got to the point of deciding that we needed to make that change, Paul was obviously the first choice.
Seemed to be an acceptance that I would do the job when Slav left, and that wasn't the case. For me, certain things had to be right to allow us to be successful. And I was really clear on who I'd want with me and how we'd want to work, because there's a lot of things that I really believed could be successful at Sheffield United, and because I did know the club and I'd been working there long enough, the people, the players, the staff.
Go for him. Yes, Bash! Redeemed himself. Tens. 2 clear points.
When we reappointed Paul as manager, one of the things he asked straight away was he wanted specific coaches for specific areas. So immediately we brought Jack Lester in from the academy as well as a striker coach. We obviously brought Stuart McCall in, who deals with the midfield, and I'm pleased to say obviously now we've got Mark Hudson, who's come in this season as a defensive coach, and I think you quite clearly see with the way it's working.
See if you can get him speaking, please.
Yeah. The staff was important. It was the first call I made, because when asked to do this, there's a bit of pressure on a quick decision, that type of thing. First call, Stuart McCall, played for the club, big fans' favourite, been assistant manager here before, and straight, yeah, let's go. That was his answer, you know, so that was one box ticked.
Came out the blue. I was shocked, stunned, but absolutely delighted to get it.
Let's go!
1, 2, 3, even 4.
Coming to work at a club that I'd been at, somebody I knew, coming to be an assistant manager to have more time on the grass with the players.
Oh, when you look like a team? Right, let's look like a team, you've got to move.
When Paul brought me to the club, Jack Lester got promoted from the academy. I played with Jack, obviously, at Sheffield United.
1, 2.
Good, D-Lee. Good, Marshy. Got well. We'd worked together previously when I was academy manager, and he was taking the 23s. We had a very good relationship before then anyway, and we'd kind of worked how we're working a bit now in terms of the coaching anyway.
Fans could identify with those two straight away. The three people there who know the club at the top end, which is important, who have similar values.
I think everyone knows where they stand. He's, methodical in everything he does.
It's there, and we all know it. Bang, we get up, 2v2 there. I'm delighted if Robbo plays in there all the time. 2v2. But we come, boom, get round the ball.
He gives his staff headway to get on with things and work how they want to work in individual units.
Good, better. My eyes are on the top of the pitch and the attacking stuff. So even when there's defending session going on or whatever it may be, my eyes are on the strikers, the forwards, and the link between the others.
And you're not just rooted to spot. You're allowed to pass and move. Okay, 90 seconds left with a bib, 10 press-ups.
It's nice to be able to just work individually with people, but we're still really, we're still involved in the whole aspect of, preparing for the game. And if it's, see something wrong at the back or whatever in training or in the game, you can still, just because you're a midfield coach, don't matter, so you can't tell the defenders to head it and kick it a bit further.
Jack loves working with the strikers, so he works heavily with that. Stuart McCall managed more games than I have, played at the top level, and he's there to help and support the midfielders. And then we brought in Mark Hudson, another person who's managed, which is a big help to me.
From my personal experience again, that they've completely changed my outlook on football. I'm more motivated now than I ever have been, and a lot of that's down to the gaffer and the staff.
Bulldog places it in, and there is the moment, and surely the goal that takes Sheffield United back to the Premier League. A night of history at this grand old stadium. All smiles at Bramall Lane.
It's not easy. I think getting out of the Championship is one of the hardest things in the world. So to get back out of the league and get back into the Premier League is a massive achievement for us. A huge relief for us.
And I want everyone to enjoy and never forget that. That's what the sacrifices were for. That's what the conversations were about. That's what the meetings were for. That's what the hours were put in for. And we managed to achieve that.
Paul Heckingbottom has inspired his side. He's masterminded this campaign, and Sheffield United are promoted to the Premier League.